Welcome to Foxborough High School for a matchup between the Foxborough High School Warriors and the Wayland Warriors from the Dual County League. Beautiful day in May on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm Bob Bernstein along with my partner Jim McCarthy and my other partner Mike McCarthy. We're going to bring you this game. Should be a good matchup. Two teams. Foxborough qualified for the tourney last game. Wayland needs one more to get in. Jim, give us a little intro on the game here.
Well, Foxborough's 10-7, so they qualify for the tournament. So now the last three games of the year are two non-league games and one game against Stoughton. So it's a matter of seedings now for them. You know, 3 wins now will give them a decent seed. Wayland has to win today. I think their record was what, 9-8.
9-8 with 2 to go.
So they got 2 games left. So this is very important for them.
Yep, Foxborough's taking the field in the top of the first here. The lineup will be defensively Darryl Giannetti at first base, Greg Timpanic at second, Chip Rodenbush at short, Eric DeMoro, commonly known as Chucky, over at third. In left field, we got Kevin McCarthy. In center field, we got Stefan Neville. In right field, Mike Pine. Nick Thrash is behind the plate, and on the mound is Ed Bernstein.
Yeah, Eddie's last outing was, I believe, against
North Attleboro.
And he was outstanding in that game. Had 5 or 6 walks, but he held him to I think 3 hits, and it's probably his best game of the year.
Yeah, he's come on his last 2 games. The game before that was against Sharon, where he allowed 1 run. The key with him is control. He has to find the plate.
Yeah, in all his starts this year, he has not really been hit hard.
There you go.
It's a matter of base on balls. He throws strikes. Foxborough's in good position to win the game.
All right, leading off for Wayland is Sullivan. He's an infielder. We don't quite have the lineup here, so we're going to go as they come up to bat. Right-handed hitter. And here's the first pitch of the game. It's in the dirt, ball 1.
Oh, man.
As we said with Ed, the key is control, finding that plate early in the game. Here's the second pitch of the game. Inside, ball 2. Eddie's predominantly a fastball pitcher, has a breaking ball and a splitter that he uses, but the key to him is his fastball. Here's a pitch. Got him at the knees, strike 1. 2-1 count to Sullivan. It's a perfect day for baseball, Jim.
It certainly is. One of the better days we've had.
It's a 2-1 pitch, up high, ball 3. 3-1 to the leadoff hitter, Sullivan.
Field looks great today, Bob, considering all the rain.
The town does a great job getting in shape for each game. All right, here's the 3-1 pitch. There's a strike.
There you go.
As Sullivan took off to first, he has to pick up his bat and go back there. Full count.
I don't know why kids do that, Bob, because I just think the umpire calls it a strike if you're trying to tell him it's ball 4.
Yeah, the umps like to make their own calls. All right, we got a full count. Here comes the payoff pitch.
Pitch.
Strike 3, gets him swinging.
That's great.
It's way to come back on him. Fell behind in the count, just gave him good fastballs. And he looks like he has very good velocity today, Bob.
Up second for Wayland is Bob Gaglini. I apologize if I don't pronounce these names right.
He's a senior outfielder and catcher.
Another right-handed hitter. First pitch, called strike.
First one.
Ball's up high. Gaglini's also the captain up there. One of 2 captains. Sullivan was the other one, the first 2 hitters. He's in there with a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Down low, 2-1. A lot of fastballs to start the game. That's what he'll predominantly stay with. Once he gets that going, he'll work in his curveball and splitter. All right, here comes the 2-1 pitch. He swung at it, 2-2 count. Ball was in the dirt, but he was a little anxious with that one. Foxborough's defense has been getting better each game. That's been their Achilles heel early in the year. But every game they're getting better as they're getting ready for the tourney. All right, here's the 2-2 pitch. Up high, count goes full, 3-2.
Yeah, the last couple of games Foxborough's played, the defense is probably gelling at the right time of the year.
Here's the payoff pitch. Line drive to right field. Pines underneath that and puts it away. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, good cut. And he got a fastball up over the plate and drove it to right field. Nice play by Mike.
Coming up to bat now is Dana Shary, a senior outfielder, left-handed hitter. All right. Bernstein's in the windup. He comes to the plate. Breaking ball, up a little high, ball one.
We don't have any stats on the Wayland players, Bob, but being the third hitter, you would assume he is their best hitter.
Yep. All right, here comes the pitch. Fastball, gets him at the knee, strike one. 1-1 count to Dana Shary.
Yeah, Eddie stays down there all day. He'll be fine.
All right, here's the pitch to the plate. Up high again, 2-1. It's gone full count on the first two hitters. It's not unusual for him to throw between 120 and 140 pitches in a start. Here he is with the 2-1 count. Down low, ball three.
He wouldn't know what to do with himself, Bob, if he had a 10-pitch first inning.
Fastball in the outside corner, brings the count full, 3-2. Well, first three batters, he's gone full. Each time with a playable pitch. Let's see what happens. Here's the payoff. Comes to the plate. Fastball up high, gets him
Nice
swinging.
job.
Strikes out two first three batters.
Blew it right by him. High fastball. Strong start.
Yep. Anytime he avoids walks in the first inning, we've watched him for a long time, Jim.
Well, that's it.
Could be a good outing.
We haven't seen teams get a lot of hits off him in any of his starts this year.
No. Well, Foxborough's coming up to bat. They've started hitting the ball well. They had a good game, 4 runs against Mansfield, but that's a tough Mansfield team. Every hit was a key hit. And that's the last game they won, the one that qualified from the tourney. And Jim, I'll have you talk about it in the middle. Let me go through the lineup. Leading off is Neville, the center fielder. Rodenbush, who's playing short. McCarthy, who's been the hot hitter for the team, the left fielder. Timpanic, the other 2 hot hitters, back-to-back, second baseman. Batting fifth is Janetti. And then Thrasher, the sophomore catcher, who's having a great year for the Warriors. Followed by Pine, who's out in right field. Chucky DeMoro, the third baseman, who has a nice sweet swing. He hits the ball, line drives, and DHing for the Warriors will be Brad White, who's done everything for this team. Catch, play right field, has done some relief pitching. He's done it all for them. As I said, Jim, we qualified for the last game with the win against Mansfield. It was a well-played game.
Very well. Mansfield's in first place with Oliver Ames, and we saw their ace pitcher, and we got 3 runs off him in the first inning and knocked him out. Yep.
It's always been a long rivalry with these two towns between Foxborough and Mansfield. Friendly with the kids, and but it's always been tooth and nail, and they're always fighting it out. It looks like Mansfield might get a piece this year. They're going head-to-head with OA, as you were saying, for the title today.
Yeah, that's a big game. Not sure where that's being played, but looks like the winner takes the league. 2
strong teams. They both played well this year.
Hockomock League is a pretty balanced league. I think only Stoughton is the only team in the league that can't beat another team on a given day. Even Stoughton can, just that they're struggling badly.
Yeah, they're having a tough year. Young team.
Right.
Young team.
Franklin, Canton, KP.
Sharon. They've all had good seasons. Mansfield beat Sharon 2-0 yesterday in a hard-fought game. Any day, anybody could beat anybody. All right, we're unable to give you a rundown of the players out in the field for Wayland right now, but as the game goes on, we'll fill you in there. On the mound is a right-hander,
He's the leadoff batter, Bob, number
Okay,
2. He's the captain.
Ricardo Sullivan,
Ricardo Sullivan.
the senior. We said Wayland needs one more win to get into the tourney. They have this one and then 2 more league games after that. And, well, leading off for the Warriors, Stefan Neville. And here's the first pitch for the Warriors. Stefan shows bunt, pulls back. The ball's in the dirt, ball 1.
Yeah, Stefan's had a good year hitting. Great speed. Been a catalyst from that leadoff spot.
He puts on a show in center field, too. Has a great glove out there.
He's made some great catches this year.
All right, here comes the 1-0 pitch to the plate. Fastball, Stefan swings through it, strike 1. 1-1 count. Pitcher looks like he's got a little speed on his fastball.
He does.
We'll see what else he throws. Quick worker, comes to the plate. Breaking ball, 2-1 counts. 1-2 counts. Stefan swings through another one.
Yeah, Stefan off balance on that one.
Good 2-strike hitter here. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball gets him.
Good spot, good pitch, tough at bat. Being a Tuesday, being a game they need to win, so you would think this is either Wayland's ace or their second pitcher.
Up to the plate now, another speedster for the Foxborough Warriors, Chip Rodenbush, senior. Shortstop, left-handed hitter. Won't be surprised to see him lay one down. First pitch gets the outside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, Chip usually lays one down a game.
The third baseman looks like he knows him, though. He's up in the grass. All right, here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, goes low. Chip holds back, 1-1 count. Chip's a very smart hitter, slaps the ball, gets great speed, especially coming out of that left-handed box. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball, Chip chops it behind home plate. Foul, strike 2. 1-2 count on Rodenbush. Chip will slap the ball to all fields.
He's got good power. He hit a nice shot the other day against Mansfield.
Big kid, around 6 feet tall. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Oh, nice play by the pitcher. Ball going up the middle. Throws it over to first for the second out. That one might have gotten through if it got by him. Nice play by Sullivan out there.
Yeah, great play. Nice follow through, so he was in position to field the ball.
Up to the plate now comes left fielder, Kevin McCarthy. Kevin's had a real good year here. Been a very consistent hitter. Hit to all fields, hits with power. Loves the fastball. So this could be a pretty good matchup. Here comes the first pitch. Gets him a strike 1.
Curveball.
Showing a little respect starting off with the curveball.
I'm sure Kevin's looking fastball. Less than 2 strikes.
All right, here's the pitch to the plate. In the dirt, 1-1 count. Nice stop by the catcher.
Thing about the pitch of Sullivan, he has a hard breaking ball.
Yeah.
It's good velocity.
Looks like a veteran out there. He is
Yeah.
a senior. As we said, we don't know a lot about these kids. They're from the dual county league, but he has good composure out there. He's not afraid to use different pitches early in the game here. All right, here comes the 0-1 pitch. Kevin swings through a fastball, 0-2 count.
Yeah, he threw that one right by him. Jammed him inside. Tough pitch to hit.
I believe that's a 1-2 count. Wasn't one in the dirt there I missed out on. All right, 1-2 to Kevin. Quick worker, goes to the plate, in the dirt, ball 2. That one caught a piece of the umpire.
Yeah, he's not happy about it.
Nope. Catcher's taking a little walk there. Let that Bruce settle in. Two count to McCarthy. All right, the umpire gets back there. Those sting when they hurt. They sting when they hit. All right, here's the windup and the pitch for the 2-2. Kevin, fastball, he pounds into the ground. Stays alive in a 2-2 count.
He was right on. I can't tell if it was in on him from our angle on that pitch.
All right, Sullivan looks in for the sign. Gets it, starts his motion. 2-2 pitch to the plate. Low in the dirt. Ball 3, 3-2. Umpire pats the catcher, thankful that he stopped that one.
I think he scolded him on the one the ump got hit on.
There's nothing he could have done about it, though. That ball hits the dirt. You don't know which way it's spinning.
You can only try to block it.
Yep. All right, 3-2 count. All right, Sullivan comes to the plate. In the dirt, ball 4. McCarthy hustles down. First base runner for Foxborough. 2 down.
Pitched him pretty carefully with 2 outs. A lot of curveballs.
Panic's also a hot hitter for the Warriors. The 3 and 4 hitters have been carrying the team most of the way. They've had other kids that have spotted in there, but they've been the consistent ones. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kevin run. All right, Sullivan comes to the stretch, comes to the plate. Quick motion to the plate. He's up high, ball 1.
Yeah, Kevin's got good speed. He usually gets a good jump. Greg's got good back control. Greg's killed the ball all year.
Line drives everywhere with power.
Even his outs have been hard this year.
Here he goes. The throw down a second. McCarthy slides in. He's there safe. Kevin's got great speed. Now in scoring position. And Panic's sitting up there with a 2-0 count. Could be very selective on this pitch.
Kevin got a good jump because senior pitcher Sullivan didn't wind up in that pitch. Slide step, and the catcher got out of there quick with a good throw.
Yeah. All right, McCarthy leads. Sullivan comes to the plate. Pitches up high. Ball 3. 3-0 count to Panic. In the on-deck circle is Giannetti.
This is where, as a hitter, he probably has the green light. He should be zoning in on his pitch, belt tie, or where he can hit it best.
Here's the pitch. Takes it. It was a strike, not one he liked.
Anything but, you take it.
This is still a hitter's count at 3-1. Still looking for your pitch. All right, McCarthy leads off second. Sullivan looks out there. And he comes to the plate. No, I'm sorry. Spins around. Kevin goes back to the bag without a throw. All right, Sullivan looks in. Gets the sign. Comes to the set. McCarthy leads off second. Here's the pitch to the plate. Panic hits it on the ground. Second baseman has it. Picks it up. Throws it over first and gets him.
Nice pitch. He jammed and was up high. Let her high. Good pitch.
So after 1 inning, there's no score here. Well played first inning. 1 walk, no hits.
Quick inning.
That's what happens when they throw strikes. As we said, this Foxborough team right now is 9-6. The same spot they were last year, but they were fighting for the league title. But as we talked about earlier, OA and Mansfield stepped up. They OA, I believe, has 2 losses now, and Mansfield with 3.
No, they both have three league losses.
They have 3 league losses. They play each other today, and so that's going to be the key there. As I said last year, this is where we were sitting, and we were able to get a piece of the title. This year it's not there, but we're playing for the tourney. Everything's seeding now. The 10-7 record, we can end up 13-7 and get a decent seed, maybe get a home game.
Yeah, that's what we're shooting for now. If we can win these last 3 and get a home game, that would be great.
Yep. This is a senior-laden team. With all the kids going on to school next year, we'll go through where everybody's going. I believe there's 10 seniors on this team. And all good kids. We can certainly say that. We've coached them through the years. We know them well. And good group of kids.
We certainly have coached them, Bob.
Okay. Up to the plate now is Jim Hawley. And here's the first pitch of the second inning. It's a fastball at the knee, strike 1. Hawley, I believe, is the catcher for Wayland. Batting cleanup. Fire plug type kid. There's a shot down at third base, gets by DeMoro, base hit.
Nice rip, nice piece, good piece of hitting.
Got a waist-high fastball and just drove it past the third baseman. Up to the plate now is coming Joe Cerrone, a junior. All right, Hawley leads off first. Bernstein gets the sign, looks over, comes to the plate. Fastball gets the inside corner, strike one. Not a very big lead out there.
Not much of one at all.
As a catcher, he may not be that fast of a runner. All right, Bernstein set. Quick side step, comes to the plate. Pop up. McCarthy's underneath it. Calls it. Puts it away for the first out of the inning. Hawley goes back to first base and is one away in the second inning. Up to the plate now is coming Joe O'Brien, a sophomore. He's an infielder. Again, on the roster, he's either a second baseman or a third baseman. But as a sophomore starting, batting in the sixth hole, he's going to be a pretty good ball player. All right, here's the pitch. Will inside, ball one. Here, O'Brien looks down at third base to get his sign. Bernstein's looking in to get his. Gets it, comes to the set, checks the runner over first, throws over there. Janae gets it, runner's back safely. Keeping that runner a little honest. All right, Hawley's got his lead. Bernstein comes to the set, looks, comes to the plate. Fastball, gets the outside corner. 1-1 count to O'Brien. If he hits that spot consistently, he'll have a pretty good day.
Yeah, they don't want that. No part of that down there.
All right, Bernstein's at the set. Pitch to the plate. Breaking ball. Stays up high. Ball two. 2-1 count to O'Brien.
See if they have any action on the bases here. It's got a little bigger lead.
All right, here's the pitch to the plate. Runner's going. Ball's down low. Throw to second. And he's safe. Nice throw down there by Thrasher, but Hawley beats it in there.
Yeah, close play. Close play.
Got a 3-1 count to O'Brien. Speaking with his third base coach, getting a little instruction. It's one out. He should be sitting in there looking for his pitch now. Runner in scoring position. All right, Bernstein comes to the set, comes to the plate, fastball up high, and he walks him.
Base is open. Sets up a force. No harm right now.
Yep. Up to the plate now is coming outfielder Chris Jenny, a junior. All right, nice to see a double play turns here. Bernstein comes to the plate. Fastball at the knees, strike one.
Key for Eddie is get ahead in the count and make them chase his pitch.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pop up, out of play, strike two. 0-2 count to Jenny. In the hole, runners at first and second with one out here in the top of the second inning.
Nice to punch him out right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if a fastball up and away. Here it comes. The runners are going. Throw down at third base in the dirt. Goes out into the outfield. The runner's coming in. And he's going to score.
Aggressive base running by Wayland. Tough throw to third. Chucky couldn't come up with it.
Throw is in the dirt. That's an E2. Runner moves up to second base. So it's one down, 1-2 count in the batter. Runner on second base. All right, Bernstein gets the sign. He comes to the plate. Fastball, pop up down the first base line, out of play, into the parking lot. Count remains at 1-2. All right, Bernstein gets the sign, comes to the set. Here's a pitch to the plate. Fastball up high, 2-2 count to Jenny. All right, he was up 0-2 on the batter here. 2-2 count now. Here he comes to the plate. Fastball,
Nice
blows
pitch.
it by him. Weak swing by Jenny. Up to the plate now is Grant Nishoka. Well, you want to take a shot at that one, Jim?
Nishoka is good enough, Bob.
Nishoka,
Grant?
okay.
We'll call him Grant.
Okay.
His first name.
First pitch fouled off into the parking lot.
He's behind on the fastball, too.
Grant's also a sophomore, first baseman outfielder. It's a fairly young team. They get a lot of sophomores and juniors sprinkled into the lineup. Fastball left up high, 1-1 count. All right. Grant steps into the box. Bernstein gets a sign, comes to the set, looks at second,
he
throws.
goes.
Ball's fouled out of the way. 1-2 count to Grant.
One was moving on the pitch.
Yep. Looks like Wayland's going to play an aggressive game here until we stop him. All right, 2 outs. Runner on second. 1-2 count to the batter. Bernstein gets the sign, looks over at second, comes to the plate. Line drive to second base. Nice pickup by Tympanic, throws over to first, and he gets it. So Wayland picks up a run there, unearned run on a throwing error, but they had a hit and a walk. And as we go into the bottom of the second, Wayland takes a 1-0 lead. Yeah, when you get base runners, you can play aggressive, and as soon as you start playing aggressive, anything can happen.
I think that's a style. I'm not sure if they play that every game, but
All right, Sullivan's taking his warm-up pitches to Hawley. So we get ready for the bottom of the second inning. As we said before, for May 22nd, it's a perfect day for a ball game. Couldn't be any better if it was in the middle of July. A lot of rain this weekend. The town's fixed up this field, looks perfect. As we go through the game, we'll let you know where the 10 seniors are heading off to college. As we mentioned before, they're all going to further their education somewhere. We'll talk about it the second time through the lineup. But this is a senior-laden team. They've depended on a sophomore catcher this year that stepped up and done a great job. Saw a junior center fielder, but other than that, it's been mainly seniors. Brian Swanton has stepped up as a sophomore pitcher and has pitched 3 or 4 good games for the Warriors. Not always getting the support that he deserved, but he's pitched well.
he has in his games. He certainly has pitched well.
Up to the plate steps Giannetti, big strong kid. Here comes the first pitch from Sullivan. Fastball down low, ball 1. Giannetti gets a hold of the ball, it flies. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball gets him 1-1. If Darryl does have a weakness, it's chasing that curveball.
Like most big power hitters, you know, the off-speed stuff is the equalizer.
Well, here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside, 2-1. Darryl has a good eye. He's not going to be up there swinging at bad pitches. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. All right, this is a hitter's pitch. This is where he could pick out what he wants, picks his zone, and sits on it. All right, Sullivan gets the sign, starts his windup. Here goes the 3-1 pitch. Janetti gets a whole line drive out to left field, over the left fielder's hand. One hops over the fence, ground rule double for Darryl Janetti. So we said he gets a hold of the ball and it goes. That was a line shot, Jim.
That was a bullet. That was about a 300-foot line drive. Good start to the inning, getting that leadoff guy on.
Yep. Up to bat now comes Nicky Thrasher, the sophomore catcher. He's done a great job this year. We keep on hopping on these sophomore. He certainly doesn't play one. He plays like a veteran out there. Great back control.
He's had a good year with the bat, and he's been excellent behind the plate.
First his pitch is a fastball up high, ball 1. Nicky's another one that hits line drives all over the field. Ball's outside, he'll hit it to right. If it's inside, he'll pull it. Good back control, good eye. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Sullivan. It's down in the dirt, 2-0. Janetti out at second base is not a fast runner, but he's a smart base runner. He's not going to get himself into trouble. All right, Thrasher digs in. Sullivan looks in to get the sign. Comes to the set, looks at Janetti at second. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball's inside, 3-0. 3-0 count to Thrasher. No outs. He should be looking at this one.
Time call. Pitching coach or coach out to the mound.
Says something quickly to him. Takes his time walking back.
Probably asking the catcher where are those pitches because he's been around the plate.
Yep. All right, Thrasher digs back in. The catcher gets down behind the plate. Sullivan steps on the rubber. Gets the sign, comes to the set, looks at Janetti out at second base. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball down the middle, 3-1. Thrasher got to take a look at that one. 3-1 count, hit his count. Still should be sitting on his pitch. All right, Janetti gets his lead. Sullivan steps off the rubber. Janetti goes back. All right, Sullivan gets back on, looks in for the sign. Comes to the set. Here's the pitch to the plate. Pitch at the knees in the outside corner. Count goes full at 3-2.
That was a good pitch. Nothing they can do with that.
No, that was a tough one. All right, 3-2 count to Thrasher. Sullivan's got the sign. He's at the set. Looks out at second. Here's the pitch to the plate. Thrasher fouls that one off down the right field line and out of play. Count remains full. No outs. Runner on second base. All right, Sullivan takes a deep breath out there. Gets in the rubber, looks in, gets a sign, comes to the set, looks out at Janetti at second base. Here comes to the plate, the 3-2 pitch. It's up high, ball 4. Thrasher takes the walk. Warriors have runners at first and second with nobody out.
Good start to the inning.
Up to the plate's coming sweet swinging Mike Pine. Mike playing right field for the Warriors.
Mike, the last few games, has hit the line drives we have been accustomed to seeing over the past few years from him.
Yep, when Mike gets in the groove, there's nobody better hitting line shots around the field. All right, runners lead off. Here comes the first pitch. Nope. He fakes to second base. Runners go back. All right, Sullivan gets back up on the hill. Gets the sign, comes to the set. 2 runners lead off. Here's the pitch to the plate. Pine goes to bunt one, misses at it. Strike 1. Trying to move the runners up there with no outs. Not a bad play at all. 0-1 count. Left-hand hitter. Big hole on the right side with the first baseman holding Thrasher on. Sullivan steps back. The runners go back. All right, he looks in. Gets a sign. Comes to the set. Checks both runners. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pitches on the outside corner. 0-2 count to Mike Pine. He's got to be careful now. Look for that high curveball here.
Yeah, he does.
We saw it quite a bit in the first inning. He hasn't thrown much of it here in the second. He's been behind the hitters. Now he's up 0-2 on Pine. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball. Pine hits it. It goes through that hole we're talking. Nice play by the second baseman. Gets up, throws to first. What a beautiful play by the second baseman. I thought that one was through.
Great play. I don't think we would have scored, but he got the out. Nice job by Mike hitting the ball on the right side of the infield to move the runners along.
Yep. So now with runners at second and third, one up, comes Eric DeMoro up to the plate. So I was talking to Eric before the game. I'm probably the only one that calls that. He's more commonly known as Chucky. But I'll stick with Eric because that's what his parents named him.
Okay.
Eric, another lefty. Hits line drives all over the field. He digs in. Sullivan gets the sign, looks at the runners at second and third as they lead off. Here's the pitch to the plate. Inside corner, gets him strike one. You said Sullivan looks like a composed pitcher. He doesn't let things bother him. He gets runners on, he throws strikes. Doesn't bother him at all. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball over the outside corner, strike two. Way up in the count to DeMoro, 0-2.
He gives him that hard curveball in the dirt. Chucky can run the first on it, and you get the runner at third also.
Here's a pitch, another breaking ball, beautiful pitch. Gets him. Catcher throws the ball out, thinking there was 2 outs. Pitcher quickly reacts, no harm at all.
Sullivan jumped off the mound.
As we said, we don't have a lot of speed at third. But now we got runners at second and third with 2 out. Brad White, who's DHing for the pitcher, comes to the plate. Brad, through all his younger years, had the nickname Hitman. Let's see if he comes through with one here. Fastball, Brad hits it up the middle. Sullivan grabs it, throws it over to first. First baseman made a nice play grabbing it, gets him. Retires the side.
Nice play.
Well, the Warriors got the first 2 men on, moved them up to second and third, but do not score. So after 2 innings, it remains Wayland 1, the Foxborough Warriors nothing.
Yeah, good piece of pitching by Sullivan.
Yeah, very composed. You could tell he's a senior out there.
Looks like he has control of his curveball, able to throw it over the plate and able to throw it in the dirt away from the batters when he has to.
Yeah, he threw a couple of beautiful breaking balls to DeMoro there. He froze him on the 0-2 count.
Right. But sometimes with a kid who doesn't have control of his curveball with a runner on third, he's less likely to throw it. So as a batter, you can be just zeroing in on that fastball.
Yep. Well, I'd like to thank our cameramen for today. Out down the right field line over at third base, we got Doug Seuss, who always does a lot of great volunteer work for other kids in this town, whether it be in the football program or he's announced a lot of basketball games for us this year, and now doing the camera over at third. Behind home plate on the main camera is Ray McKenna. Ray, another volunteer, does all kinds of work. Anything to help out with the kids, he's there. Down the first base is Jeff Bernstein, who has helped us out as much as he can, and waiting for his induction to the National Honor Society this evening, working over at the camera. In the truck, we got Mike Everson, who runs the whole show, and Frank McDowell, who's doing the graphics, and I don't think we have replay today, but Frank's always doing a great job. Another wonderful volunteer that's around for the kids, and we really do appreciate it. Cable Access does such a good job broadcasting, whether it be sports or music. They're always around. They're a great service to the town, and we certainly appreciate it.
Sure do, Bob. It's you turn on that cable 8 any night and there's some event on.
Okay. The 9th batter comes to the plate. I didn't catch his name. First pitch is ball 1. We'll correct that as soon as he turns his back and we can see his number.
I see part of his number.
Okay, here comes the second pitch by Bernstein. Fastball down the middle, 1-1 count. 23. It could be Andrew Dresser. We'll call him that for now. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, stays up high, 2-1 count. All right, Bernstein comes to the motion. Here he is to the plate. Fastball up and away. 3-1 count here. Leadoff batter. He fouls the ball back. It's 29 up at bat. It's Julian Ponsetto, a junior shortstop. All right, it's a full count. Bernstein starts his motion to the plate. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. Fly ball out of play down the right field line. Count stays full at 3-2.
Eddie's got good velocity today. They're not getting around on his fastball.
All right, here's the payoff pitch to the plate. Up high, ball 4.
Top of the order. The pitcher and captain, Ricardo Sullivan.
He struck out his first time up on a full count. As we mentioned earlier, he's the captain of the team. One of the 2 co-captains.
They might be playing small ball here where they got the leadoff guy on and he's trying to get a running inning.
Yep, Ponsetto leads off. Bernstein looks over there, comes to the plate, turns to bunt, pitches up high, ball 1. Throw goes out into the outfield.
Good idea by Nicky, but tough throw. Darryl at 6'3", couldn't come down with it.
No, that one just took off on him, sailed into the outfield. Nope.
Well, let's see if they're still bunting and get him over to third, drop it down to third, and see what Fox was going to do defensively.
All right, here's the pitch to the plate. It's up high again, 3-0. Eddie's certainly not helping himself, throwing balls here. He steps off, gets back. Comes to the set, checks the runner. Here's the pitch to the plate, in the dirt, ball 4.
Oh, got a break there.
That must be only ball 3. Counting an extra one there. 3-0 count.
Base runner didn't see the ball, or else he could have advanced to third on that. So we catch a break there on that, Bob.
Yep. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball down the middle, strike 1. 3-1 count to Sullivan. Certainly don't want to walk the first 2 hitters here in this 3rd inning. Bernstein's at the set, comes to the plate. No, pitches high, ball 4. Puts the first 2 batters on for the number 2 hitter. Up comes the other captain, Gaglini, Bob Gaglini, outfielder, senior outfielder. Goes down to discuss with the coach on the third base line. Coach Glenn Conlon goes out to talk to Eddie. Try to settle him down, get him throwing strikes.
He's right around the plate. A couple of high pitches, but he's pretty much been just around the plate. He's not missing by much. And the base is open at first, so maybe we can turn a double play and erase that base on balls.
All right, Bernstein in the set, comes to the plate, turns to bunt, pitches down low, ball 1.
They may just be fake bunting right now, just taking a pitch.
Waiting for him to throw strikes.
We get a hit and run going here.
Steps off, the runners go back. All right, Bernstein looks in, gets a sign, checks both runners, comes to the plate, bunt's laid down, right in front of the plate, Thrasher gets it, throws it to first, just gets him.
Nice play. Nice play by Nick. Greg come over nicely. Well executed bunt, moving the runners along.
So Wayland's got runners at second and third now with 1 out and the number 3 hitter coming to the plate. Dana Shari, he struck out in the first inning, but a little different situation with 2 on. Foxborough brings the infield in. Down by 1 already. Here comes Bernstein to the plate. Fastball, fouls it off. Strike 1. Get ahead on the count on this one.
Yeah, with these 2 hitters, that's what Eddie needs to do. Get ahead of the count and get them off balance.
He's pitching from the windup with the 2 men on. Here he comes to the plate. Fastball, gets the outside corner. 0-2 count. Way ahead on the count here. 0-2, runners lead off. Bernstein starts his motion to the plate. Here comes a pitch way up high. 1-2 count, number 3 hitter. Yep, Bernstein gets a sign. Here he comes to the plate. Fastball, fouled off.
Good pitch.
Yep. Count remains 1-2.
Defensively, Chucky's on the grass at third and Chip's on the grass at short. Greg's back a little ways. Greg will have a tough time making a play at the plate.
All right, here comes the pitch. Breaking ball,
Nice
gets
pitch.
him. Nice changeup.
Beautiful. That's what happens when you're ahead of an account.
Well, that's 2 down now. Infield can move back.
That's a big out.
Up comes the catcher, cleanup hitter, Jim Hawley. Jim Hawley's got the only hit for Wayland. Base hit down past the third baseman, first inning. Second inning, Bernstein starts him. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 1.
Looks like Eddie's finding a groove right now.
Yeah, this would be a big out for the Warriors. Get him off the field without any runs this inning. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Fastball, ground ball, down the first base line, foul. Up in the count, 0-2. Oh and 2 traditionally likes to go up and out the fastball. We'll see what he does. Might be able to catch him by surprise with a breaking ball here. Starts his motion to the plate. Here it comes. Fastball up high. 1-2.
Good waist pitch. Still way ahead in the account.
All right, both runners lead off, second and third. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Fastball, fly ball down the left field line. McCarthy's over. Drops down, 2 runs come in. And Hawley doubles.
Nice piece of hitting, got around on it. Not sure what pitch it was.
Well, 2 down. Wayland's up 3-0. Runners on second base. Here comes a pitch to the plate. Line drive to right field. Pine picks it up in 1 hop. There's a throw to the plate. Throw goes through. Another run scores.
Yeah, that was a fastball. That was just up in the zone. Nice piece of hitting by the Wayland player.
All right, 2 outs. Runner on first.
Gonna hold the runner.
O'Brien's up at plate. First pitch is up high. Ball 1. Ground ball, shortstop, flips it to second, gets the force play, retires the side. Well, Wayland scores 3 runs there on 2 hits. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Wayland leading 4-0. Warriors get their bats going now. They've had runners on. They haven't been able to push them around.
Yeah, we at the top of the order, so we got to get something going, get some base runners, get the lead guy on.
As we said, Foxborough's coming up at the top of the order here. They need to start something. Need some runs, facing a 4-0 deficit in the bottom of the third inning.
Just chip away at it. Get base runners, move them along. Yeah, we just have to capitalize when we get chances with men in scoring position like last inning.
Leading off for the Warriors is Stefan Neville.
Where's the scoreboard operated at?
All right, the ball goes down a second.
Foxborough sporting their new uniforms today, Bob.
Yeah, they look sharp. Like to see this inning, how they look running around the bases.
That would be good.
Okay, Stefan steps in there. Struck out his first time up. Sullivan looks in. Here's the first pitch at the bottom of the third. Down the middle, strike one. All right, Sullivan seems to be in control out there. Here's his motion to the plate. Pitch down low, 1-1 count. We say Stefan gets on base. He could fly. Make things happen out there. All right, Sullivan's coming to the plate. Down the third baseline, foul ball. Count goes to 1-2.
Good cut. Just like to see him hit the ball down, use his speed. Shorten his stroke on this one with 2-2 count. Looking out for that curveball.
All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch to the plate from Sullivan. Neville swings at a curveball, gets him, strike three. One down for the Warriors in the bottom of the third inning. Up to the plate now comes Chip Rodenbush. Chip, one of the seniors, will be heading off to Bridgeton Academy prep school next year. Undecided where he wants to go. Going to prep it up for a year. Good school up there. He digs in. He bounces one back to the pitcher in the first inning. First pitch, breaking ball. Gets him, strike one. All right, Sullivan comes to the plate. Fastball, Chip fouls it off. 0-2 count.
You know, the third baseman's been playing him in, so I think Chip might have bunted against them when we were out at Wayland.
Well, we played them twice last year. We've already played them once this year. These teams know each other. Okay, 0-2 count to Rodenbush. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Foul ball. Count remains 0-2.
Sullivan looks like he has real good location on his pitches, Bob.
Yep. Here he comes to the plate. Curveball. Rodenbush bounces it back to him again. 1-3.
That pitch was up, but he hit it right back to him.
Up to the plate now is coming Kevin McCarthy. Kevin next year will be attending Curry College over in Milton. Hoping to play football over there, maybe a little baseball.
Yeah, right now he's going to focus on football and hopefully play baseball.
Kevin walked his first time up. Here comes the pitch to the plate. In the dirt. Ball one. All right, 1-0 count to Kevin. Kevin's got a good eye up there. You're not going to see him swinging at bad pitches. Loves to sit on the fastball. All right, Sullivan starts his motion to the plate. Here it comes. In the dirt, 2-0 count. Kevin will be identifying his zone right now where he's looking at that fastball. 2-0 count.
Yeah, he should be just looking for that one pitch, bell tie, over the plate.
All right, Sullivan's got a sign. Here he comes to the plate. Fastball, McCarthy gets it through the shortstop hole, base hit.
That was a good pitch. It was his pitch, but he fought it off for a single through the hole.
Good piece of hitting. All right, Warriors got a runner on first, 2 outs. Wouldn't be surprised to see him running again. Kevin stole in the first inning. Timpanic comes to the plate. Timpanic will be going to Merrimack College.
I won't be surprised if we see a pitch out here, too.
Yeah, the throw was over to first. McCarthy had a pretty good lead, get back.
Yeah, Greg's going to play baseball at Merrimack College, too.
McCarthy gets back again. Sullivan's keeping him close after him stealing in the first inning. Yeah, Greg's a good, solid player. Should do well in college. All right, Sullivan comes to the set. McCarthy leads off. Here's the pitch to the plate. Timpanic swings through a breaking ball. 0-1 count. All right, McCarthy leads off. Throw comes over. Kevin gets back easily. Making the pitcher think over there.
Pitcher Sullivan really helps his catcher with that slide step to the plate and his windup.
All right, Sullivan's at the set. Here he comes to the plate. Pitch a little low. 1-1 count.
Pitcher wants to know where that pitch was.
I'm a little curious myself.
Yeah, he looked good from over here.
All right, 1-1 count. Sullivan comes over to first again.
He caught Kevin
dives
going the
back.
wrong way.
Yep. He was going on that one. He gets back safely. All right, Sullivan's at the set. Checks McCarthy, comes to the plate. Breaking ball. Nice pitch.
It's okay.
1-2 count.
Greg held off that. He couldn't handle it, and it's better than popping it up. He gets another pitch to live for.
All right, Sullivan comes over to first again. Safe there, getting a little closer.
That was real close.
All right, Sullivan peers in. McCarthy leads off. Comes to the set. Looks over, comes to the plate. McCarthy's going. Timpanic pounds it into the ground. Third baseman gets it, picks it up, throws it over first, gets him. 5-3 play, that ends the inning. Well, the Warriors get a hit, but not able to do anything with it. So after 3 innings, the Wayland Warriors lead 4-0. As we go through the list of kids going to college, we'll talk about the kids that aren't in today's game. We got Derek Seuss, who's going up to Franklin Pierce. Good school up in New Hampshire. She'll do well up there. Paul Knox is going over to Bridgewater State College. Another fine school. Ryan Trad's going to UMass Amherst. Those are the kids on the bench. We'll continue with the players in the lineup as we go through the lineup. Eddie Bernstein's loosening up here for the 4th inning, down 4-0.
Now we got to hold him here.
Yep, 4 is enough. Still keeps us in the game, but it's enough. I believe the Foxborough bats will come alive at some point. We've always been hitting late in the games. But maybe next inning will be ours.
Put the bat on the ball and anything can happen.
Warriors Let's continue to warm up here.
So Foxborough's next game is tomorrow, I believe, Bob,
Well,
right?
they play Falmouth.
And then the makeup with Stoughton is when?
It is on Thursday. All the games are at home. We will be broadcasting tomorrow as we try to get a couple of games in, and hopefully we'll bring you some tourney games, whether home or away.
That would be nice. A few tourney games.
Yes, many. Coming to the plate now. Coming to the plate now is Jenny to start off the 4th inning. First pitch, a line drive into left field, base hit. Fastball left up high. Up to the plate now is coming Grant Nishikoa. We'll stick with Grant. Bernstein comes down. Grant offers at a bunt. Strike one.
Looked like he was bunting for a base hit more than a sacrifice there.
Yeah, when you're up 4-0, at this point, if you get one runner inning, you'll win 8-0. Here comes Bernstein to the plate. Breaking ball in the dirt. 60-footer. 1-1 count. Grant grounded out to second base. Then the second inning, his first time up. Here comes Bernstein to the plate. Fastball down the dirt. Nice stop by Thrasher. No advancement by Jenny. All right, Bernstein looks in. Jenny takes the lead. Throw goes over. Jenny puts the tag on. He's safe.
It's a good idea by Eddie because I think this kid was ready to go.
All right, here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball up high, pop up. Tympanic goes over. Grabs it. Runner gets back to first. One down. Up to the plate comes the number 9 hitter, Julian Pocento. He walked his first time up and scored. Junior, shortstop. Runner at first, one out. Bernstein looks in for the sign, comes to the set, checks the runner over first, comes to the plate. Fastball, outside, ball one.
Fake bunt on that play. He might be sacrificing top of the order up next. Get the runner in scoring position.
And his fastball catches the inside corner, 1-1 count. All right, comes to the set, checks the runner, comes to the plate. Just off the plate, 2-1.
That was close. He's right around the plate with that.
All right, 2-1 count.
Let's see what we got here in the bases, Bob.
All right, Ed's at the set. Here he comes to the plate. Runner is going.
Hit
Ball's
and run.
punched to right field. Doesn't even make it out of the infield, but he's a base hit. Set the runners in motion, and Tympanic had to go cover, and nobody was there at second base. The ball just died on the infield dirt. It was a base hit.
Well executed hit and run.
Now Wayland has runners at first and second with one out. Leadoff hitter Sullivan coming up. Sullivan struck out and walked, scored a run. Here's a pitch to the plate. Fastball, ground ball up the middle, right through Roddenbush, into the outfield. Another run scored. Oh, what's your scoring on that one?
I think he should have had that. That could have been a tough play. It was hit hard.
Yeah.
I think Chip
E6.
should have come up with
Should
it.
have been a double play ball. E6, another unearned run.
He might have taken his eye off at the look at the base.
Runners end up at first and second. It's the third error in the Warriors today. 2 throwing errors in that one. All right, one down, 2 runners on. Bernstein comes to the set. Comes to the plate, fastball up high, ball one. Giglini flew out to right, lay down a bunt. Up in the count, 1-0. Here's a pitch to the plate, 2-0. Another fastball left up high. Don't want to walk here to juice the bases. Bernstein peers in, checks both runners, comes to the plate. That one's up high too. 3-0 count.
See if he gives him a green light here.
Wouldn't surprise me with 2 runners on. That one's even higher. Ball 4.
Eddie's rushing his pitches right now.
Coach Conlon's going out to the mound. That's it. He's taking him out.
I didn't see who we had warming up, Bob.
No, I didn't either. It looks like Paul Knox is coming in.
Yeah, Paul Knox.
Couple hits, couple walks, couple errors, and that's who you are.
It's not like they hit him hard that inning. It's, you know, a single to lead off, then a hit and run, and ball up the middle.
Knox.
Knox. K-N-O-X.
Oh, okay.
All right. No change in the batting order as pitcher was being DH for anyways.
I think Paul's appeared in a couple of games earlier in the year. One of the KP games I saw him pitch an inning. He did very well.
He closed out well in that game.
Yeah. Throws hard, good breaking ball. Tough situation to come into, though.
Yep, bases loaded. 1 out.
And the third hitter up.
Yep, he struck out twice. Left-handed hitter, but he's batting third for a reason. Knox is taking his warm-up pitches. He's all set. Trash is going out to talk to him. Sherry's stepping, getting ready to step in the box as soon as Thrasher gets back there. Bases loaded, 1 out. No counting the batter, coming in to face a new batter. All right, here's Knox's first pitch to the plate. Left-hander up at the bat. Fastball, strike 1. Says Sherry's struck out twice. Here comes Knox to the plate. There's a base hit into the outfield. It's going to score a couple. 1 in, 2 in.
Pretty good pitch. Battled it off the end of the bat and just booped it into the outfield.
Oh, runners remain first and second, 1 out. Up to the plate's coming the cleanup hitter, Hawley. He's singled and doubled. Knocked a couple in, scored a couple of runs. Here comes Knox to the plate. Ball's up high, ball 1. All right, Knox at the set. Here's a pitch to the plate. Low and away, 2-0 count.
You got to be careful here, falling behind the cleanup batter.
All right, Knox is at the set, checks the runners. Fastball, foul back, 2-1 count. All right, 2-1 count. Knox looks in for the sign. Paul comes to the set, checks both runners. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Fly ball, center field. Stefan took a step back. Now he comes in. The ball drops in front of him. Runners move up 1 base each. And you get fooled on that one in center field.
Must have lost it in the sun. Didn't get a good jump at all. Again, not a particularly well hit ball.
Well, bases are now loaded for the number 5 hitter, Cerrone. He's flown to left and singled. RBI. All right, Knox is in the windup. Runners lead, pitch to the plate. Fastball up high, ball 1. All right, here comes Knox to the plate. Ball's in the dirt. Nice stop by Thrasher. Runners remain where they are. Get that one in front of him, box it nicely. 2-0 count. You kids watching at home, that's how you get in front of a baseball. Just keep it in front of you. Give up your body. All right, Knox gets a sign. Runners lead off. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball just outside. Count goes to 3-0. No place to put him. All right, here comes Knox to the plate with the 3-0 pitch. Fastball, strike 1. Cerrone was taken. Counts at 3-1. Big pitch for Knox out here. Nice high ground ball. Something we need here. Turn 2. Infield's playing double play range. Here's the pitch to the plate. Gets the outside corner. Strike 2. Count goes full. 3-2 count. Bases jammed. 1 out. Knox gets a sign. Starts his motion. Here's the payoff pitch.
Nice job.
Nice changeup. Get him way out in front.
It's a way to battle back. Good piece of pitching by Paul.
Yep. Good job. Up to the plate comes the 9th hitter of the inning, O'Brien. His first 2 bats, he's walked and grounded to third base. First pitch, fouled off, strike 1. Knox ahead in the count here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. All right, here he comes to the plate. Ooh, leaves that one a little high. Nice sidearm breaking ball there. 1-1 count.
He had the batter buckling a little on it.
Ball does drop down for the size. Very effective pitch for him. All right, here he comes with the 1-1 pitch. Fastball lined into the outfield, base hit. 1 runs in. Here comes the second one. Throw comes to the plate, off line. Throw goes down to third base.
He's got him.
He gets him at third, but 2 runs were in. Nice play by Knox to be aware there. 2 more runs score. As Hawley gets thrown out, trying to stretch into third base. But the Wayland Warriors pick up 5 runs there to take a 9-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th inning.
Foxborough's got the middle of the order coming up. We need to get something going. Again, base runners get the lead guy on, and 1 run at a time.
All right. Sullivan's up there warming up, ready for the bottom of the fourth inning. Warriors certainly need to put on their hitting shoes. So far, McCarthy's got a base hit, and Janetti's got a base hit, and that's been it.
He's had pretty good control too, Sullivan.
Yep, and he's not going to walk the bases around. Foxborough go 4-5-6 this inning, with Janetti leading off. All right, Sullivan throws the first pitch to the bottom of the fourth here to Janetti. Fastball, Janetti pounds it to first base. Handles it by himself, one down. Up to the plate comes now Thrasher, who's walked his first time up. Janetti is also going to Franklin Pierce, hoping to play baseball up there, along with his teammate Derek Seuss. Thrasher steps in. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball by him, strike one. Another fastball, swung, missed, strike two. 0-2 count.
Sullivan with that big lead just needs to rear back and throw strikes.
Here's the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball. Thrashes, buckles his knees, is called third strike. Up to the plate now coming Mike Pine. Mike Pine's off to UConn next year, University of Connecticut. He'll be swinging the clubs down there, playing golf. We'll see him swing the bat here. He was a base hit. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball by him, strike one. Sullivan's in control now. He's just cruising. Another pitch down the middle, strike two. Mike's going to be looking for that breaking ball now. He has that hard breaking ball. He's been throwing it with two strikes. See what he's got here. 0-2 pitch. There it is, strike three.
Yep.
Just got him looking there. No question. Quick 1-2-3 inning. After putting a 5 spot up, the Warriors go down on maybe 8-9 pitches there. Actually, probably 7 pitches.
Quick inning. Paul Knox goes out to the mound for a second inning of relief.
Facing the bottom 3 batters of the order here. We'll get a fresh start. See what Paul does. No other changes out in the field. Mark's taking his warm-ups.
So when, Bob, do the tournament seeds come out and when do they start?
I believe the seats come out on Memorial Day, and the tournament starts either that Tuesday or Wednesday. This is the last week for the seniors. I believe they come back next week to take finals.
Right.
So they'll be out of school when the tourney's starting. seed could be anywhere. They lose this one, maybe another one. They'll be in a preliminary round. Depends how many teams make the tourney.
I'm sure in Division II South there's a lot of teams.
Yeah. Most likely we'll get a preliminary game. All right, Jenny steps to the plate. Here's Knox's first pitch in the 5th. Line drive to left field, base hit. Up to the plate comes Grant. We're going to stick with Grant. The runner on first. He is grounded to second and popped to second. Jenny takes the lead. Comes Knox to the plate. In the dirt, ball 1. The Warriors could use a quick inning here. Get back to the plate. Knox comes to the set, checks the runner first, comes to the plate. Pitches up high, 2-0. All right, Knox at the set, checks the runner first, pitches. Ground ball, slowly hit the second. Timpanic gets it, throws it to first, gets him. Nice play by Greg.
Ball started out hard hit, slowed down in the grass.
Real thick grass from all that rain.
Yep.
It was a worm burner. All right, with 1 down, runner at second base. Up to the plate is coming Julian Poncento. He's walked, he's singled, and he scored twice. Here comes Knox to the plate. Fastball, ground ball to third. DeMoro comes up with it, throws it across the diamond to Giannetti, gets him. Runner holds at second. Good play by DeMoro. Nice solid throw. And it's 2 down. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Sullivan. Sullivan now batting left-handed. Here's the pitch, hits the ball, shortstop hole. Ryan Bush comes up with it, throws it in the dirt, no good. Runner is safe.
Tough play. It would have been close anyways. Sullivan's pretty fast out of that box.
Yep. He switched to the left-hand side that time. Batted from the right the first 2. Runners on first and third now, 2 outs. Up to the plate is Gaglini. Here's the first pitch from Knox. Ground ball, shortstop. Ronnie Bush picks it up, throws it over to second base, and gets him. Gets him in the 4th, ends the inning.
Good inning for Paul. Couple hits, but no harm.
Nope. No runs there, so as we headed to the bottom of the 5th, the Wayland Warriors lead the Foxborough Warriors 9-0. Be a good time for the Foxborough to get their bats alive. Bottom 3 in the order leading off. Bottom 2 in the order leading off. They get on base for the top of the order. A lot of things could happen. I would never count this Foxborough team out of any game, but they have to start soon.
So far, they haven't shown any signs of that. But all it takes is a few base runners, 1 hit, and then things snowball from there.
Yep.
Pitcher hasn't got to the mound yet because he was on base and he slid into second. So
Taking his time. Smart pitcher. As we said, he's shown a lot of poise for a senior out there. He knows what he's doing. He's in a position now, all he needs to do is throw strikes. Sullivan's taking his time getting set out there. Taking his warm-up tosses. DeMoro's loosening up. Getting ready to hit. All right, the ball goes down to second base, and we're ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning here. Eric struck out on a beautiful breaking ball, called third strike, his first time up. Eric will be attending Fitchburg State College next year. As we said, all the seniors here are continuing on to higher education. It's a good class. And here comes the first pitch from Sullivan. Breaking ball down there, strike one. All right. Sullivan looks in, gets a sign, starts his windup. Here comes the ball to the plate. Fastball. DeMoro fouls it off. 0-2 count. Eric's got to be ready for the breaking ball here. Caught him flat-footed the first time up. Here's a nice backdoor breaking ball. Get that outside corner against the lefty. He'll be ready for anything. All right, Sullivan shakes off a couple, gets a sign, starts his motion. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball down low. DeMoro swings at it, bounces away from the catcher, and I think he's going to beat that one out. And it goes as a strikeout. And a wild pitch, which gets him to first base. It wasn't the catcher's fault. That ball was in the dirt. Did a nice job blocking it, but it went up the third baseline. By the time he gathered it, DeMoro beat it down the first baseline. Heads up play by Eric.
Good hustle by Chucky. That's what we need to get that leadoff guy on.
Up to the plate comes Brad White. Brad bounces back to the pitcher's first time up. Brad will be attending UMass Dartmouth. Fine schools in our university system in the Commonwealth here. DeMoro's leading off first base. Sullivan comes to the plate. Breaking ball down low. Brad swings at it. Strike one. 1-1 count to White. All right, DeMoro leads off. Sullivan checks him. Here he comes to the plate. Breaking ball. Brad swings. Strike two.
That's three. First one was a strike. He called the first one a strike.
My mistake. 2 down here. Sullivan's completely in charge here. He's got that breaking ball they're just waving at. Up to the plate comes Neville. Neville struck out his first 2 times up. DeMoro leads. Pitch to the plate. Fastball. Neville bounces down the third baseline. Foul. Strike one count.
Good cut. Get around on it. Hit it hard. That's what you want to do.
They made a play over at first, but the ball wasn't in play, so.
Chucky wasn't off the base either.
All right, ball's in play now. Sullivan comes to the set. Here's his pitch to the plate. Pitches fastball down low. 1-1 count to Neville. All right, Eric takes his lead. Sullivan comes to the plate. Breaking ball, nice pitch, strike two.
That was a tough pitch there. That looked like a high strike.
Tough one to handle even if you swung at it. 1-2 count. Here comes Sullivan to the plate. Breaking ball, gets Neville swinging. 2 down. That's 3 strikeouts for Sullivan so far this inning. Let's see if he can end up with his 4th. Feat not commonly done. Rodenbush comes to the plate. He's bounced back to the pitches both times. DeMoro leads off first. Pitch to the plate. Drops it down to the third baseline. Third baseman gets it. Not able to make the throw. Base hit for Chip. Nice bunt by Rodenbush.
Perfect bunt. Third baseman fielded that cleanly. That would have been a close play, but I think Chip would have beat it out.
Up to the plate comes McCarthy. McCarthy's walked and singled. Be a good time for a base hit here. Break the ice on the scoreboard. Getting a little windy here, but it's blowing out to left. That won't hurt Kevin at all. All right, here comes the pitch to the plate. Runners lead off first and second. Breaking ball. Kevin's out in front of it. Strike one.
Need to hold back on that pitch and less than 2 strikes today. Look for that fastball. It's tough to hold back on it, though.
It looks so nice coming up. It's got a nice break to it at the end. Here's Sullivan to the plate in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher. 1-1 count. He's showing the fastball in the dirt. I won't be surprised if he comes back with another breaking ball here. All right, Sullivan gets the sign, comes to the set, checks both runners. Here he comes to the plate. Another fastball down low. Kevin holds back, 2-1 count.
Hit his count here, so Kevin should be looking in, looking for the fastball.
All right, Sullivan peers in, gets a sign, comes to the set. Runners are both leading. Here's the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball again, called strike. Nothing Kevin could have done with that one.
Oh, good pitch, held back on it.
2-2 count to McCarthy. 2 runners on, 2 outs. All right, Sullivan comes to the set. Here's his pitch to the plate. Fastball, Kevin gets a piece of it. Hit the shortstop, he's running it out. He beats it out at first base. I said fastball. I think that was a breaking ball.
I thought it was a curveball, too.
Kevin hit.
Little up in the zone.
Kevin hit it on top of it, backspun on the grass, slowed down. Nothing the shortstop could do. Kevin gets a base hit out of it. Loads the bases up with 2 outs, and up to the plate comes Timpanic. Timpanic's grounded to second, grounded to third. Could use a base hit here. Here comes Sullivan to the plate. Fastball. Timpanic takes it at the knees, strike one. Greg's been a hot hitter all year. We could use one here.
Nice gap shot would go good.
Put a little life back in the team. Sullivan staying in the stretch. All runners lead. Pitch. Line drive foul. Get jammed with a fastball there and fought it off down the right field line.
Little up and in.
Hit the ball hard. But Sullivan goes up 0-2 in the count here. He's got that breaking ball to play with now. Sullivan chooses to work out of the stretch with bases loaded. Gets a sign, comes to the set, checks all the runners. Here's the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball away. Timpanic holds back. 1-2 count. Nice job by Greg laying off that one.
I think Sullivan knows he could have 4 strikeouts in the inning too, Bob.
Yeah, he's certainly going for it. All right, here's his pitch to the plate. Another breaking ball. There it is. Called third strike. It was a beauty by Sullivan. You get that lead, you could just go on a roll here. And
he's had great location.
Yeah. So the Warriors leave the bases loaded that inning as we head to the top of the 6th inning, trailing 9-0. Knox comes out to work his second full inning. He's gone inning and 2/3 so far.
This got to be his longest outing of the year. Same lineup out there for Foxborough defensively, no changes. Dana Sherry leads off, number 9. He is the 3rd hitter in the lineup.
Yeah, he struck out his first times out, and then singled off at Knox. First batter he faced, knocking in 2 runs there. Knox has pitched well in relief. It's tough to come in the game with bases loaded. He's done a good job.
He has. A couple hits off him in that inning were off the end of the bats, and when things are going good for you, those things drop in. And Wayland certainly has everything going their way today.
Well, Thrasher throws the ball down to second. It goes around the infield, comes back to Knox, and we're ready to start the 6th inning. Up to the plate step, Dana Sherry, number 3 hitter, lefty. Here comes Knox to the plate. Fastball a little high, ball 1. All right, Knox toes the rubber, gets a sign, starts his windup. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball up high, 2-0. All right, Knox gets his sign. Here comes his pitch to the plate. Side arm, strike 1. Sherry just looked at that one with a 2-0 count.
I'm sure he wasn't looking curveball.
Nope. 2-1 count now. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Fastball, line down the right field line, foul. Count evens up at 2-2. Okay. Knox has the count even now. Sherry, 2-2 count. Rubs up a new baseball. Looks in for the sign. Here's his motion to the plate and the pitch. Fastball inside. 3-2 count.
Is that behind him?
It might have been behind him. Keep him a little loose in that batter's box. Count is full. See if he comes in with that side-on breaking ball here. This is a good strikeout pitch. Here it is to the plate. Comes overhand, fastball. Good pitch. Sherry fouls it off. Count remains full. All right, Knox looks in. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Ball 4. Lead off walk to Sherry. Up to the plate comes Hawley, the cleanup hitter. He is 3 for 3 today. With a few RBIs, a couple runs scored. All right, Paul comes to the set, checks the runner first. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 1.
Good spot. Nice location.
All right, Knox gets the sign. Comes to the set, checks the runner. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball 1. All right. Paul checks for the sign. Checks the runner over first base. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball, pounded down. Foul ball. 1-2 count.
Looks like we got a little action in the bullpen again over there, Bob. Derek Seuss is playing catch.
It looks like Brad White's warming up.
Okay.
Paul hasn't pitched a lot this year. He'll get tired quickly. He's done a good job today. Here he comes to the plate. Breaking ball. Fooled on it. Giannetti gets it. Fumbles it, gets to first base. Nice job by Knox getting over there. Good recovery by Giannetti.
Trying to hang in there, Darryl. Nice cover. Paul got over there quickly like he's supposed to.
Good job. Runner moves up to second base. Number 5 hitter Cerrone's coming up. Cerrone's fly to left, singled, and struck out. Runner on second, 1 out. Knocks into set. Here he comes to the plate. Nice pitch, strike 1. Came from the side that time.
Sweeping curve freezes them.
Gets ahead in the count, 0-1. All right, at the set, checks the runner at second, comes to the plate. Another breaking ball, another beauty, strike 2. Had Cerrone's knees buckling there. Way up 0-2. 1 down, runner at second. Here comes Knox to the plate. Fastball, just a little up high. 1-2.
Good pitch with 2 strikes.
Cerrone was certainly thinking up there, but laid off. All right, Knox at the set, comes to the plate. That sweeping breaking ball got him off the plate, but just missed a little inside. Count goes to 2-2. Thought he might have had that one. Cerrone's not picking up that ball from the side at all. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, Cerrone pounds it foul down the third baseline. 2-2 count. All right, Knox gets a sign. Checks the runner out at second base. Here he comes to the plate. That side-on breaking ball. Cerrone gets it down the line. It's a fair ball. It's going to bring a run in. Carthy picks it up, gets it back in. Cerrone gets over to second. Base hit, RBI. Good piece of hitting there by Cerrone. He buckled on 2 side-on breaking balls, hung it on that one, and lined it down the left field line.
That was more of a hanger on that.
Up to the plate comes O'Brien. He's walked, grounded out to short. And first pitch, line drive into right field, base hit. This may be another run. Pine picks it up, throws it in. Another run's in. First pitch hitting by O'Brien. Line drive, base hit. Up to the plate comes now Jenny. Warriors find themselves down 11-0.
Timeout is gone. Coach Conlon goes to the mound.
As we said, Knox may be getting tired. He hasn't pitched a lot this year. Everything this inning, they've sat back and taken nice line drive swings. Nobody's going for the fences. Up to the plate's coming Jenny. Jenny struck out and then singled his last 2 at-bats. Scored a run. O'Brien leads off at first. Knox comes to the plate. Fastball up high inside. Ball 1. All right, Knox peers in, gets a sign, checks the runner first, comes to the plate, side-on breaking ball up high, 2-0. All right, Knox at the set, comes to the plate, fastball, pounded up the middle, Rodenbush gets it, steps on second, throws to first, double play.
Nice play. Nice play by Chip. It's way to battle back, Paul. Good inning. So they picked up, what, 2 runs that inning?
Yeah, make it 11-0. We go into the bottom of the 6th.
think we need to get some people on base and just work one batter at a time, and then start working towards the next couple of games.
Yep. Just for their own sake, they need a couple runs this game, even though it's a little out of hand. Just showing a little life would show something. They're up with their 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters: Janetti, Thrasher, and Pine. Janetti singled and grounded to first in his prior at bats. Sullivan's out there warming up. He's pitched a very fine game. He's been in complete control of himself, putting the ball where he wants it.
He has. His location's been incredible. He's not giving the hitters too much to swing at. And for any pitcher, that's the key. Stay ahead of the count and good location.
All right, the throw goes down at the second. We're ready to start the bottom of the sixth. Up to the plate steps Janetti. Ball goes around the infield. Sullivan gets it, and we're ready to go. All right, Janetti digs in. Sullivan looks in for the sign, gets it, starts his motion to the plate. Fastball, Janetti pops it straight up in the air. Shortstop's moving over, third baseman takes it, 1 down.
Nice grab by the third baseman.
Up to the plate now comes Thrasher. Thrasher is walked and struck out looking. All right, Sullivan gets the sign, starts his windup, and here's the first pitch to Thrasher. Fastball by him, strike 1.
I think you have to come up looking for that first fastball swinging. He has such great command of that curveball today.
Here's the pitch, another fastball. Thrasher fouls it into the woods, strike 2. The 0-2 count here. Nick's got to be aware of that breaking ball.
How many strikeouts does he have today, Bob?
Nine.
That's
9 through 5.
Bet you that's the most we've struck out this year.
Yeah. He's had that tight breaking ball. He throws it hard. He's fooled our hitters. Here it comes. There it is. Thrasher fouls it up. It's coming. It's out of play. Count remains 0-2. Yeah, Sullivan's just pitching out of a rocking chair right now.
Yeah,
He's in such a groove. All right, here he comes to the plate with the 0-2 count. Fastball in the dirt. Nick lays off of it, 1-2.
Yeah, the Oliver Ames game against us was a well-pitched game, but I think Sullivan has outdone the Noons boy in this game.
Yeah. Breaking ball in the dirt. Thrasher swings at it. Catcher does a good job picking it up, tagging him. And that's the 10th strikeout for Sullivan. Brings Mike Pine to the plate. Mike is grounded out to second and struck out looking. Again on that breaking ball, gets the outside corner to a lefty. All right. Here comes Sullivan to the plate. Fastball in the dirt. Ball 1.
Catcher's blocked every pitch since the first inning when the umpire got hit.
The umpire warned him once. Catcher's done a hell of a job since then. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Fastball away, 1-1 count.
Catching curveballs in the dirt is not an easy task.
No, 2-0 count. My mistake here? No, it isn't. Especially when you're catching as many as he has.
Yeah.
All right, here's Sullivan's 2-0 pitch. Fastball,
Pine takes it at the knees. Called strike. 2-1 count. Comes the pitch inside and high. Mike takes it. He's ahead of the count. 3-1 here. One down in the bottom of the sixth. Warriors looking to get their first run of the day. Here comes Sullivan to the plate. Pitches away, ball 4. Pine gets a walk.
It's be one of the few walks we've had today. Got a pinch hitter here, Bob. Alex Price is up.
Alex Price, a junior. Comes to the plate. Pitch hitting for Brad White. For DeMoro. Alex fights off the pitch. Back to Sullivan. Sullivan picks it up, throws it over to first. Nice play. He's fielded his position well, too.
He has. That was a great pitch. He got that right in Alex's fist. And there's nothing he could do with that.
Well, that's the third out. Foxborough goes down. After 6 innings, the score remains Wayland Warriors 11, the Foxborough Warriors 0. I believe Brad White will be coming in to pitch the 7th inning for the Foxborough Warriors.
Yes, he is.
Let's see who goes out to third. Ryan Trad going out to third place to replace DeMoro, who was pitch hit for.
Got Derek Susan left. Kevin's gone over to center, so Stefan's out. And Mike's still in right, so those are the couple changes. Ryan at third, Derek in left, and Brad pitching.
All right, Brad will be facing the 8 and 9 hitters of the lineup. Brad's done a pretty good job closing for the Warriors this year. A couple of spots he's been put in.
He has.
1-0 record.
Been the closer and the catcher. Not tough to do. Tough to do both those jobs.
Yep. Brad will do anything you ask him. Just loves to be on the field.
He does. That's a good kid.
Yep. As we said, he'll be going off to UMass Dartmouth. All these kids staying in New England. So we look through the list. A couple in New Hampshire, one in Connecticut, the rest in Massachusetts.
Short a drive for the parents, Bob.
Right. The price of gas, they go any further. They're on their own.
Exactly.
All right, Thrasher throws the ball down to second base. Goes around the infield. And we're ready to
Looks like they have a pinch
start the
hitter too.
7th.
45, Tim Henderson.
Tim Henderson will be hitting for Grant. Looks like a big kid up there.
Big, strong kid, yeah.
What year is he, Jim?
He's a junior. He's a
junior.
pitcher, third baseman.
It's a young team. Young team.
Wayland won the Division 1A Super Bowl too this past winter, fall.
Good athletic class up there then.
Yeah, they had a perfect season. I think they were 13-0.
Well, here comes White to the plate. Fastball. Gets the outside corner. Strike one.
Yeah, Brad's a fastball pitcher with a pretty good curve.
Good location when he's on. Is the second one. Just a little outside. 1-1 count. All right, here comes Brad to the plate. Breaking ball, nice pitch, called strike. 1-2 count, head of Henderson. All right, Brad looks in, gets the sign from Thrasher. Here he comes to the plate. Fastball in the outside corner. Ooh, just misses out wide. 2-2 count. And we haven't mentioned the umpires. They've done a fine job out here today. There's been no complaints, and they've got the game moving along. Here comes Brad to the plate. Just a little low. The count goes full.
When you don't notice them, you know they're doing a good, decent job.
Yep. All right. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball, jams him, fouls it off down the right first base side. Count remains full. All right, Brad rubs up a new ball. All right, gets the sign. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. He gets him. Nice pitch by Brad. Called third strike. He was nibbling at that corner, and he got him. Up to the plate now is Poinsetto. He's been involved today. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Scored twice. Last time up, grounded to third base. Here comes the first pitch to him. Hits the ball on the ground. Genetti makes a nice job. Over the white covering. Good piece of fielding out there.
Nice play. Nice backhand by Darryl. Nice feed to Brad. Hustled over there. Just like you work on in practice.
Yep. 2 down in the 7th. Up to the plate's coming Sullivan, who's had a real good game. He's walked and gotten on 2 errors, and he scored twice. Batting from the left side.
Not a bad day for your pitcher with 10 Ks and a couple of runs scored. Leadoff batter.
Pitch to the plate's up high, ball 1. No, he's earned himself dinner tonight.
Sure has.
Here comes Brad to the plate. Fastball right by him. Little hop on that ball by Brad. White peers in, gets the sign, and here he comes to the plate. Breaking ball. Past him, panic into the outfield, base hit. All right, 2 down. Up to the plate comes Gagliani. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Actually, he's 0 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice, but he's been in the middle of everything, scored a run. Here comes a pitch. Up high, ball 1. Sullivan's leading off. Doesn't want to go too far. Doesn't want to do too much work out there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to draw a throw.
No, you don't want to be diving back the 7th inning when you're pitching. Pitches up high, 2-0 count. 2 down, the top of the 7th. White's comes to the stretch, fouls back. 2-1 count. White gets a ball he likes. Count is 2-1. Runner on first, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. White gets the sign. Comes to the set, checks the runner. Brad pitches to the plate. Breaking ball, nice pitch. Nothing he could do with that one. 2-2 count. Okay, White looks in for the sign. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to the plate. Another breaking ball, foul back. Count remains 2-2. Brad's throwing strikes out there. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball, fouled straight back. Gagliini is fighting him up there. Brad's throwing some good pitches, and he's fouling him back. All right, the 2-2 pitch to the plate. Breaking ball
Nice
down
pitch.
low, gets him in the dirt. Throw goes down to first. And we get the third out.
Nice pitching by Brad.
Good stop by Thrasher there. So Brad pitches the 7th inning with no damage. And we go to the bottom 7th with Wayland leading 11-0. Foxborough show a little life here. Just put a dent in it. Maybe get a couple runs. Maybe put together a long rally. You never know, Jim.
7 hits, 4 walks, and then a homer.
That's the beauty of baseball. There's no clock. We'll play until it's over.
Well, we want to try to finish this game up with something, so
Yep.
come out swinging the bats.
White's scheduled to lead off here. Then the top of the order. And it will be Brad hitting.
So a Wayland win today qualifies them for the tournament, which is what every team strives for.
Yep, put them at 10-8, same record as ours. They'll be in the North, Division II North. We won't see them until the finals when we face them then.
We wouldn't mind seeing them again.
That's right. Sullivan's taking his warm-up tosses.
Now the previous game when we played them, they beat us in the last inning, right?
Right. Right, that was out there. It's one of the few games I've missed this year.
Yeah, I was not there either.
Wayland's a tough trip to make when you're working.
Foxborough's a tough trip when you got to get here for a 3:30 game.
They'll be going back on rush hour. All right, Sullivan finishes warm-ups. Throw goes down to second base, and we're ready to go at the bottom of the 7th. Brad White leading off. The on-deck circle is Derek Seuss, who got his first at-bat of the day. He went in defensively for Stefan Neville. And Sullivan, who's been in control, has 10 strikeouts. Here he comes with the first pitch of the 7th. Fastball, Brad hits that one, cranks it to left field. One hop against the fence, turns first, goes into second, and he's got a double.
Nice shot. Great shot.
Yeah.
It's our best hit of the day.
Yep. As you said last inning, Jim, they should be looking for that first pitch fastball, and there it was, and Brad just cranked it.
Right. Typically when you're behind, you maybe take a strike, but Sullivan has such good control of that curveball that you don't want to take the fastball for a strike
Right.
and then be at his mercy.
Up to the plate comes Derek Seuss. Derek had a big hit in the Mansfield game.
Yes, he did.
Fastball away, ball one.
It's good to see Derek in the lineup last game.
All right, here comes Sullivan to the plate. Fastball on the outside corner at the knees. 1-1 count.
He just hasn't given in all day. His location has been outstanding.
Can't say enough about him. He's just pitched a great game. Here he is at the set. Checks the runner at second. Comes to the plate. Ball's low. 2-1 count to Seuss. Derek has made the most of his time when he's had opportunity to play. All right, here comes the pitch to him. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-2. Good cut by Seuss. All right, 2-2 count. White is out at second base. There's no outs. Sullivan comes to the set, comes to the plate. Breaking ball gets him. He's had that pitch all day. His 11th strikeout. Up to the plate now comes Chip Rodenbush. Laid down a beautiful bunt single his last time up. His first 2 times he's bounced back to the mound. White leads off a second.
Here comes the third baseman, so.
Fastball's up high, ball 1. Chip's not only a bunter, he's a good line drive hitter. He fouls that one off. 1-1 count. That's Sullivan trying to preserve his shutout here. Rodenbush calls timeout, steps out of the box. All right, steps back in. Sullivan's on the rubber, looks in for the sign, gets it, comes to the set, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch to the plate. Fastball up high. Rodenbush ahead of the count, 2-1. All right, Sullivan's at the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball stays high again. 3-1 count.
A little up with Chip. First time all day he's been up with his fastball.
Three and 1 count. Sullivan gets the sign, comes to the set, looks at White at second. Here's the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball, gets him on a strike. It's the pitch he's been dangerous with all day. Count goes full at 3-2. All right, payoff pitch. Breaking ball again, gets Rodenbush swinging. 12 strikeout for Sullivan. Up to the plate brings McCarthy. McCarthy's 2 for 2 with a walk. One of the few bright lights for the Warriors today. He digs in. Sullivan comes to the set. Here's the pitch to the plate. Leaves it up high, ball 1.
With Chip, 3-1 count, 11-run lead in the last inning. He throws 3-2 curveball, 3-1 curveball, 3-2 curveball.
In control all game. Fastball gets it by McCarthy. 1-1 count.
Yeah, that's that inside fastball, which
He's just spotted it so well.
you got to get that bat out in front of the plate to hit that. That's where they're coming off the fists. It's just so hard to get that bat out on that.
All right, here comes Sullivan to the plate. Gets a breaking ball. McCarthy swings through it. 1-2 count. We can't say enough. He's been in control. He's had control of that fastball, the breaking ball. He's just done a fine job today. Looking to end the game in his 13th strikeout. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Fastball up high. McCarthy holds back. Count goes to 2-2. They check it out in the field, and he did hold back on it. It was 2-2 count, 2 outs. Brad White leading off at second base. Bottom of the 7th inning here. Sullivan comes to the set, comes to the plate. Breaking ball. McCarthy gets it, pounds it to shortstop. Picks it up, throws it over to first. And he gets him. Close play, but he got him. So, as we've said many times, Sullivan was just too much for the Warriors today.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when you run into a pitcher like that. You know,
Yeah.
you just shake it off, go home, and come back tomorrow.
Yep, 12 strikeouts.
Outstanding performance.
Yep. So this qualifies Wayland for the tourney. We congratulate them for that. Their record moves to 10-8. Foxborough Warriors' record moves to 10-8. They finish up 2 games this week. both at home. First one is against Falmouth, who they beat early in the year, and the next one is against Stoughton, who they beat over there. So hopefully we can finish up strong and get a little momentum going into the tournament. But for today, that was it. It was a case of Mr. Sullivan from Wayland being a little too much for the Foxborough Warriors. So, any closing thoughts, Jim?
Just tough game for Foxborough. You know, we didn't play well in any facet of the game, so you know there's 2 more games to go, and we'll come back tomorrow and just have a better performance. That's all.
Well, thank you for joining us from Foxborough High School. Tough one for the Warriors today, but they are in the tourney, and we'll continue on. And thank you to Cable 8 for producing this game for us. And we will see you tomorrow as we face the Falmouth team, and hopefully for a better day. For Jim McCarthy and myself, Bob Bernstein, I'd like to thank you once again and wish you a good night.